Welcome to our daily news roundup on Atlantic TV. I am Michael Gabadia. Here are our top stories. Nigeria reaffirms African security commitment. APC sweeps Niger local government polls as PDP wins 3 seats. Market reacts as Naira's stocks slide after Trump military threats. And China warns against foreign interference, backs Nigerian sovereignty. And talking sports, UEFA Champions League charge Osimhen vows to lead Galatasaray European push. Now to the news in full. Nigeria has restated its unwavering commitment to peace, stability, and security across Africa. The National Counter-Terrorism Center, under the Office of the National Security Advisor, made this known at a capacity-building workshop for the African Union Peace and Security Council Committee of Experts in Abuja. General Laka explained that Nigerians' commitment is rooted in the belief that no single country can defeat these challenges alone. He cited the recent memorandum of understanding between the National Counter-Terrorism Center and the African Union Commission on strengthening counter-terrorism efforts in West Africa and the Sahel as a key milestone. The agreement signed in September of 2025 aims to deepen intelligence sharing, technical support, and capacity development across the region. He ordered that under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's leadership, Nigeria continues to invest in regional cooperation and community-based counter-terrorism initiative, aligning with the AU's Silencing the Guns and Agenda 2063 framework. The workshop, which brought together delegates and experts from across the continent, seek to harmonize strategies and build consensus ahead of the forthcoming AU Peace and Security Council retreat. General Laka expressed optimism that the Abuja meeting will strengthen Africans' united resolve towards a safer and more resilient continent. Speaking on behalf of the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, the National Coordinator of the Center, Major General Adamu Garuba Laka, said African security threats from terrorism to violent extremism and transnational organized crime demand joint regional response. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is set to conclude the appointment of new ambassadors for Nigerian foreign missions worldwide following months of delay and growing concern over the country's limited diplomatic representation abroad. The process comes more than 2 years after President Tinubu recalled all ambassadors from Nigeria's 109 foreign missions, including 76 embassies, 22 high commissions, and 11 consulates, in what the government described as a comprehensive diplomatic review. Since then, most missions have been managed by chargé d'affaires with limited authority to engage in high-level negotiations. A situation diplomatic observers said has weakened Nigerian global voice, particularly amid growing tension with the United States and other key partners. Foreign Service officials told newsmen that final security clearance were concluded months ago, but the list was updated to reflect new realities. According to sources, the process could be wrapped up within a week once the president approves the revised list. Analysts said the new appointment are expected to reset Nigeria's foreign policy direction and restores its diplomatic presence ahead of several high-profile international summits scheduled for early next year. Presidency sources said the president has ordered a final review of the list after several nominees reportedly died, retired, or became ineligible since the initial screening by the Senate. The cleanup they ordered will ensure that only active and qualified nominees make the final cut. Away from that, the ruling All Progressive Congress has recorded a clean sweep in the just concluded local government elections in Niger State, winning 25 chairmanship positions. The election conducted on November 1st across the 25 councils featured more than 10 political parties, including the PDP, Labour Party, African Democratic Congress, and the Social Democratic Party. At a statement released Monday night, the Commissioner for Operation Mohammed Lima confirmed that coalition, or rather collation and declaration of result have been completed in line with the electoral laws and guidelines. He ordered the certificate of return will be issued to all winners as scheduled. However, the poll was marred by report of voter apathy and isolated cases of violence in some areas. Governor Mohamed Bago, who voted in his local government, described the turnout as being impressive, commending the electorate for conducting themselves peacefully. Meanwhile, opposition parties are yet to react officially to the outcome of the poll, which cements the APC dominance at the grassroots level in Niger State. According to the Niger State Independent Electoral Commission, the APC also secured 271 out of the 274 councillorship seats, leaving only 3 to the opposition party, the People's Democratic Party in Tafa and Rafi local government area of Niger State. The Lagos State chapter of the All Progressive Congress has called on Labour Party 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi to place Nigerian national interests above politics following his reaction to the United States' recent designation of Nigeria as a country of particular concern. In a statement issued in Lagos, APC Publicity Secretary Sheye Oladojo described Obi's comments as selective outrage and political grandstanding. He said national unity must guide every public response to international reports about Nigeria, stressing that the country's image should be protected through responsible communication. Oladojo maintained that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration is taking bold steps to strengthen national security through improved military coordination, intelligence sharing, and technology-driven operation. Meanwhile, Obi has earlier expressed concern over United States' position and urged both countries to pursue constructive dialogue to address the nation's security challenges. The APC, however, insists that while criticism is welcome, patriotism must always come first. With insecurity still a major national concern, the ruling party says Nigerian interests must rise above political rivalry, a message it hopes will foster unity in tackling the nation's challenges. The APC accused Obi of exploiting a sensitive national issue for political gain, insisting that insecurity should not be used to score cheap political points. The party urged all political leaders to defend Nigeria's integrity on the global stage. We need to go on a break now, but when we come back, more news across Nigeria, as well as business, sport, and foreign news.
Don't miss out on exciting news, events, and more. Stay connected by following us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Atlantic Media and TV.
All right, my name is Desoka, the comedy catalyst of one of Nigerian comedy.
All right, guys, back again. Yes, boss. My name is Osh, baby.
Yemi Alade.
Yeah, what up, people? It's your boy Victor Edi.
Girl Niniola.
My name is my wife and just celebrity type man.
My papa say, who won't carry cow, waka go, waka follow the cow. I know the life for you.
I see you know you're watching the Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV. Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Keep watching Atlantic TV.
Atlantic TV.
Informative, educative, interesting, entertaining.
Worldwide, international.
Don't go anywhere, I'll catch you.
Don't touch that die. Atlantic TV. Boom. Atlantic TV. We wanna party.
Atlantic TV. Culturally inclined and uniquely different.
Welcome back. Now the rest of the news. Nigerian financial market opened November on a shaky note as both the Naira and equity suffered losses following a controversial statement by the US President Donald Trump, who threatened possible military action against Nigeria over alleged religious persecution. The weekend tension began after President Trump, in a post on Truth Social, accused Nigeria of Christian genocide and directed the US Department of War to prepare for possible action. The statement triggered panic in market at the Nigerian exchange. The all-share index slid by 0.25%, trimming year-to-date gains to just 50%. Oil and gas, insurance, and banking stocks all closed lower, while only consumer goods recorded a modest gain. Bond traders also reacted, with yields on Nigerian Eurobond rising as investors dump riskier assets. Analysts said the shockwave could be short-lived if diplomatic prevails. Market expert Tilawa Adebanjo described it as a temporary slip, while economist Musa Yusuf warned the threat could damage investors' confidence and destabilize the economy if not handled diplomatically. For now, the central bank and the federal government have yet to issue an official response, but investors are calling for calm and consistency in policy as global attention turns to how Nigeria managed its latest political shock. The Naira fell by 1,421 to the US dollar to 1,433 to the dollar at the official market, a day drop of over 1%, while the Nigerian exchange recorded 245 billion naira loss, led by sell-offs in major stocks like Aradel Holdings and Access Corporation. Analysts says Trump remarks had rattled investors and heightened fears of geopolitical risks in Africa's largest economy. Still talking business, the organized private sector and the Nigerian Labour Congress have rejected proposals for the introduction of a higher value currency note, warning that the move could worsen inflation and derail Nigerians' cashless policy. In a separate interview, leaders of key business and labor groups dismissed the idea as illicit and ill-timed. The National Vice President of the Nigeria Association of Small-Scale Industry, Segun Kuti George, warned that such domination or denomination will only benefit the wealthy while increasing inflationary pressure. He said the proposal underlines the government digital economic drive and could make it easier for corrupt individuals to hoard cash. Similarly, Director General of the Nigerian Association of Small and Medium Enterprise, AK UBG, also said the policy could plunge the economy deeper into crisis, stressing that inflation and weak purchasing power already crippling smaller businesses. Also speaking, the president of the Association of Small Business Owners of Nigeria, Dr. Femi Ogbeshola, described the plan as counterproductive, saying it could reverse progress made towards a cashless economy. The central bank is yet to officially respond to the proposal, but economic analysts warn that introducing higher denomination could trigger further devaluation of the naira and erode public confidence in fiscal policy. Their reactions follow a report by Quarters Economics, which ordered the Central Bank of Nigeria to issue a 10,000 naira and 20,000 naira note, urging that current 1,000 note has lost its real purchasing power. Away from that, China has declared full support for Nigerian sovereignty, urging the international community to respect the nation's independence amid growing tension over a U.S. threat of military action. Maro Ning praised the Tinubu administration for steering Nigeria along what she described as a development path, cited to its international realities. Our comment comes after U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly warned of possible military intervention over alleged persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Beijing's statement signals from diplomatic backing for Abuja and a call for dialogue over confrontation. The Chinese government also urged world powers to focus on cooperation and mutual respect rather than threats or sanctions. With tension rising between Washington and Abuja, China position adds a new dimension to global reaction surrounding Nigerian human rights and government record. At a press briefing in Beijing, China Foreign Ministry spokesperson Miao Ning reaffirmed her country's partnership with Nigeria and condemned any attempt by foreign powers to use religion or human rights as a pretext for interference. Still on the foreign scene in Britain, French Minister Rachel Rivers has hinted that taxes could rise in next month's national budget. The Chancellor says we will all have to contribute to fixing the UK economy as the Labour government faces mounting debt and inflation. Rivers blamed 14 years of conservative rule for British economic trouble, citing political expediency, Brexit fallout, and global pressure, such as the US tariff. She defended Prime Minister Keir Starmer's government, saying her mandate was not to do what's popular, but what's right for the economy. The Labour Party, which returned to power last year, is facing pressure as Reform UK gains ground in opinion polls. Market reacted swiftly to Rivers' remark the British pound slipped against the dollar, while analysts warned her comments added to investors' uncertainty. The full budget is due for November 2026, and all eyes will be on Westminster to see how far the new government is willing to go with its promised economic reset. Speaking from Downing Street, Rivers said tough but rather necessary decisions lie ahead in November 26 budget. While she stopped short of confirming which tax will rise, speculation is growing that income or value-added tax could be increased to fund public services. Away from that now to the sporting scene, Nigerian Victor Osimhen says he's ready to lead Turkish champion Galatasaray to glory in this season's UEFA Champions League, declaring that it's time to make a statement on Europe's biggest stage. In an interview with UEFA, Osimhen reacted or reflected on his humble beginning in Lagos, describing how those early struggles built his resilience. He said the electric atmosphere in Istanbul and the fans' loyalty give him extra motivation to deliver for the club. Osimhen also spoke about his admiration of Didier Drogba, the Galatasaray legend, and his belief that Turkish football is ready to reclaim its place among Europe elites. Osimhen and Galatasaray kick off the Champions League campaign next week, with fans across Africa watching to see the Nigerian can power the Lions of Istanbul back to continental glory. The 26-year-old striker, who sealed a permanent move to the Istanbul Giant after a prolific loan spell, says he's driven by passion, purpose, and a desire to inspire the next generation of African players. Still talking sports, Italian Serie A side Fiorentina has parted ways with head coach Stefano Pioli following a miserable start to the new season. According to football journalist Fabrizio Romano, Pioli's sacking was expected after weeks of growing pressure from fans and the club hierarchy. The 59-year-old, who took charge in July of 2025, struggled to deliver results despite a strong pre-season and the backing of the board. And a statement for Fiorentina thanked Pioli and his staff for their professionalism, but said the decision was necessary to revive the club's campaign. The club confirmed that the search for a new head coach is already underway, with an interim manager expected to be announced in the coming days. Fiorentina are currently 18th in the Serie A table and face Torino this weekend, a crucial fixture as the club looks to turn its season around. The club announced its dismissal on Tuesday after failing to win any of their opening 10 league games, a run that left them hovering near the relegation zone. With that news, we've come to the end of the news today on the show. We'll just tell you that if you have any newsworthy reports, do reach us on our different social media platforms. I'll be having them right away. My name still remains Michael Gobadia. Bye for now.